Hello, my friends. So, today's date, July the 22nd, is your birthday. This is a reading for you for this year. This is a four card pull, a general energy card, a challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balance, and an outcome or a signpost or an understanding of what is this all about, really, on the deepest levels. This is also for the first day of Leo. So, for many cultures, like the Aztecs in particular, this is the first day of the year for them, and this day sets the tone for the rest of the year for their culture. So, this is another way of looking at who is our culture and what is going on in our world today. So, your card for the day for July the 22nd is the Poet, and the poet is the bridge. The poet is the one who stands between the mundane and the spirit, who stands uh, between the everyday and the super sacred, and is the one who has the ability to see both the smaller picture and the bigger picture, and to weave it in words and understandings that other people can possibly grok the heaviest implications, the highest wisdoms, the widest understandings, and the deepest truths that will bring one to compassion with another, to understanding of self, and to realization of the sacredness of the everyday and of the mundane. So the poet is the voice of the underserved and the distressed and the dispossessed and the downtrodden and the beaten and the hurt and the dead, who have had no voice, who need a voice, who need an understanding given of the depth of pain and power that is lost to them, and that needs to be recovered in the sacredness of holy understanding and holy communion. So the poet is the artist. The poet is the voice of poetry. The poet is the voice of reflection that speaks to people from pulpits and from podiums and from stadiums and from stages and from simple back doors and from writings that appear on the internet and from all the weavings that the poet can give their voice to, that feels like their truth, that feels like their deepest sense of understanding, that puts it in forms that are relatable to both the mundane and the spiritual. So, what is the challenge for you today? This year is the Strength card, and the Strength card is um, all about balancing the the sides of ourself, the aggressive side of ourself with the receptive side of ourself, our masculine with our feminine, our intuitive with our analytical, uh, and not letting the stronger part of ourselves, the angry part of ourselves, or the judgmental part of ourselves, or the power over part of ourselves, or the fear-filled parts of ourselves dominates a situation or dominates someone else out of that sense of fear or distrust or sense of needing power over. So it's about taming one's power over and healing those parts that need to be uber aggressive in the pursuit of some kind of balance or fairness. So your challenge is to have strength, to stand up, to be the voice of the poet, to be the voice of the artist, to be the voice of the healer, to be the voice of the bridge from the spirit to the mundane. Why are you challenged? Do you not believe enough in yourself to stand up? Do you feel like the voices outside of you are much stronger than you and you can't top them? Do you feel like your own voice is just an angry one that has no grounding, but is just lashing out at others? And how do you work to love that voice, heal that voice, listen to that voice, but understand that it can't be the one in charge because it's the angry one and it's not full of healing, it's full of venom. And to come to a more balanced place in your life is really the calling this year, is to recapture your strength, recapture your balance, give yourself over to both your intuition and your analysis. And how do you do that? How do you stay in balance? Well, the elk talks about many things. The elk is a traveler over thousands of miles, so they understand the need to keep their body fit and understand the need to keep their body with the good nourishment and the minerals and materials that support it. They understand the need to keep moving it and walking their path. They understand also the elk in most of the year will hang out with the beings of their same sex and only kind of join the opposite sex when sex is wanted and mating is the time of the year. So the boy elks hang out with the boys and the girl elks hang out with the girls. So what does this say? It says, go hang out with people of like-mindedness, whether that's your own sexual clan and hanging out with the boys more to get an understanding and a compassion and a feeling of your own understanding of boydom, mandom in this world, but it's also, or woman and womandom in this world, but it's also about sharing time with like-minded individuals. So maybe this is a group or a union or a church or an affiliation or a fairy gathering where like-minded people get together to heal themselves and their wounds and to talk about their wounds and to go deeper into their wounds and understand them from a new perspective, from a sharing perspective of people who share the same kind of views. You might be feeling alone, which is a really strong part of why you might feel the strength. You not feel the strength to be the poet that you want to be in this world and to share the vision and the message that you want to share in this world. So finding one's strength is finding one's camaraderie in a lot of ways. So that is the action to take, is to develop your strength, keep your body fit, give yourself minerals and materials and food and nurturance and sustenance, hang out with like-minded peoples who you can share with deeply and come to better understandings of yourself that you wish to share, and that can also give you courage to step through some of your own pain and hesitance to be the voice. So where does this all lead? It leads to this beautiful soul card, which I think is about sharing one's heart and recognizing that a heart is the truest level of the poet. And the heart of compassion is really what the poet offers. The heart of compassion to see everything that happens in wider understandings, in greater vistas, in connection to the heart as the bridge between the sacred and the mundane, in the connection to the heart between the oppressed and the free. And the free, and you wish to be free, and I think this is a card that says you will be free, you will find your voice, you will recognize your heart, and you can ripple out your message to so many people that are willing and open to be able to share the communion that you wish to share for the highest and the holiest of all beings. So let your inner poet out. Trust your heart, trust your voice, develop your muscles of strength, your muscles of resilience, your muscles of camaraderie, and learn how to find your strength and find your courage and not give power to just the angry or pain-filled parts of self, but learn balance and learn compassion and learn humanitarianism through this year. It's an amazing year for that, so blessed be.